Hi, my name is Balarama Abaduta, and with my partner Annie Monks, we researched the issue of displacement among Cuban professionals studying in Miami. We interviewed several people to find out why they have left Cuba and why did they come and in what circumstances did they come to the United States.
Cuban immigration greatly influences the cultural and political scene of modern Miami. Fidel Castro's revolution ousted the authoritarian Batista government in 1959 and replaced it with a revolutionary socialist state. He nationalized the country and triggered an exodus of Cuban professionals fleeing the country that ruined the economy. In response, the United States imposed an economic embargo on Cuban government, making the Cuban situation even harder. The political situation paired with economic hardship and abuse of human rights displaced some 1,300,000 Cubans, of whom nearly 940,000 live in Florida. After the Cuban Revolution, there were three major waves of immigrants arriving to Miami. Cuban immigrants usually don't assimilate with the non-Latin population, but create their own ethnic ghettos. Remarkably, 60% of Miami-Dade County's population speaks Spanish at home. Miami had the first bilingual public school program after 1963, but also the first English-only referendum in force in 1980. This infringement of human rights in Florida exploded in violent riots in the 1980s. Many Cubans feel that by preserving their language, preserve also their culture. Cubans create a sense of multiculturalism and multiracialism that gives local flavor to the American society, which is often ill-perceived by Anglo-American elite.
So, Mary, why did you decide to leave your country?
I decided to leave my country because I was looking for freedom, and I had the opportunity to do it because I had a visa. And my teacher told me, you have to leave, you have to change. At the time, I had many things happen around me, and I always wanted to come here because of the freedom and the big meaning of the word. And that's why I decided to come. I just want to see I just wanted to find myself, have the opportunity to know new things, to see what I was able to do with my life, with the freedom that this country gives you.
Hi, Sandro.
Hi, Professor.
I would like to ask you from where are you from and how you got into the United States. Also, what have you done in your country?
Okay, I am from Cuba. I was a doctor in Cuba, a pediatrician, and the government of Cuba have some project where they change the service of the doctor by money or oil, for example, in the case of Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get one of these projects and I went to Venezuela. I went to Venezuela because the salary by a doctor is poor, and when you get someone of this project, you can get more money like that. That
By
is
going outside of the country.
but going outside of the country, and that is
It-
the reason.
Many doctors have this opportunity to leave the country.
Yes, but that is a business inside of Cuba. Because if you want a good project, sometimes you need to pay for that. Understand? But that is outside of the rules.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Is
So you got to Venezuela. How did you get into the United States?
well, first of all, go to Venezuela is an opportunity that many doctors have if you want to leave Cuba, because in another way is difficult, because one doctor in Cuba can leave Cuba
Yeah.
because you can, if you are a doctor only for doctor in Cuba, you can the freedom to move another country.
Mm.
Do you? Only if you get some project like go to Venezuela, go to Haiti, go to South Africa, is a different project. And I get this project because I want to leave of Cuba. Then I went to Venezuela. I worked in Venezuela for 2 years because I have money, and I need money to leave Venezuela and came to United States.
Right.
Then I had to work, and I had to wait 2 years in Venezuela. When I was ready, I get the money and I get the paper, because you need proof to give this proof that you are working in Venezuela.
Right.
When you go to the embajada,
Embassy.
then I was ready.
To which embassy did you go? To the United States Embassy?
Yes,
Oh,
but in another country, because I
not in Venezuela.
not in Venezuela, because Venezuela,
Where did you go?
Colombia,
Oh, so you just passed the border.
past the border.
That was easy?
No, it was difficult. It was
How
difficult
come? How was it?
because you need some people that made this war.
Like trafficking.
Trafficking people, yes.
So
You have to pay. You have to pay.
Uh-huh.
You have to pay for this.
And they know how to cross the border.
What?
They know how to cross the border.
Yeah.
So that's how you got into Colombia.
Yes.
And that's where you went to the American embassy and asked for what? Political asylum?
I actually I don't know. When I did it, here in United States have a project where help the doctor that live of the project of Cuba. But
this is an organization that helps Cuban doctors.
this is a law.
What?
Law.
A law.
A law.
Yes.
But this law broken.
Oh,
Finished. Actually finished. But was a law that
What was the law?
the law said that if a doctor leaves the project,
Mm-hmm.
the government of the United States give the doctor a visa to came United States.
Right.
But you need to.
Do you know what kind of visa did you get?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Political asylum? Not a tourist visa?
No, the tourist visa.
You got a visa at the embassy in Colombia.
Yes.
And you flew to the United States.
Yes.
What happened here? Did you get to some organizations who helped
Yes,
you?
yes. Here there are many organizations that help the people like me. The organization was a church. Do you understand the church?
Not exactly.
Church, iglesia.
Oh, church.
Church. Caridades Católicas.
Okay.
Is the name.
Catholic Charities.
Catholic Charter.
Yes.
Is the name of the organization that.
Who helps Cuban refugees exactly?
Yes.
Okay.
When I arrived here, someone of them wait for you in the airport and give you all the information that you need for to do the paper that you need here, like.
And did they give you housing? Did they give you food?
If you have family here, and
did you have family?
Yes, I have a cousin here, and if you have family here, is your family going to
accept you?
They don't give you
housing.
But if you don't have family, they give you housing.
I see.
For 6 months approximately, because in this time you have to wait for your permit of working, and when you get the permit of working, you are ready to work, and you can pay your house.
Right, your rent.
You understand?
Yes. You waited for how long to get the work permit?
3 or 4 months.
I see.
3 or 4 months.
And what kind of work did you find?
I work in the pharmacy department.
So it's somehow connected to the medical field.
Yes. I like, but another doctor find work in another kind of job.
When did you start it, or who helped you to start learning English?
When the Catholic Charter gives you a relation of school who or accept you in a program that help the people because
to learn the language.
And that study is free. It's free.
It's free for you, but somebody pays for it.
Yes.
Who pays for it?
For example, if you this here is if you are here only 5 years. If you are here more than 5 years, you have to pay for that.
I see.
Yes.
So you immediately went to school?
Immediately, to get this benefit.
Right.
Then I start to school.
And the Catholic Charity paid for this school also?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have studied in many schools because at the first moment I was living with my cousin when I get my job, and I went to the school near of the house of my cousin. Then I changed the school because I went to live alone,
You moved.
I moved, and I had to change the school, and I studied in three different schools.
Okay. Did the American government accept or recognize your medical degree?
No, no, no.
So you can't work as a doctor?
I can work as a doctor.
What qualification you have here in America? What did they accept you? What did they accept?
I think like high school.
A high school diploma, that's it?
Yes, yes.
What is your plan for the future?
Well, my plan for the future is to improve my English every day.
In terms of getting a job or getting into the medical field?
Yes, yes. Yeah. I studied. I'm going to study nursing because it's easier to. It's difficult, but it is easier if I'm going to compare with to revalidate.
Yes,
Revalidate
your degree.
My degree here.
How long it will take to become a certified nurse?
2 years.
Okay. And what do you think about language barrier? Do you think because of your not so good English, you are restricted in some ways in the United States?
Of course, if you don't speak English very well, you can get a good job.
Not even in Miami.
Well, yes, maybe that's true. Yeah.
Because I know doctors who don't speak a grain of English, and they work in Jackson Hospital.
Really, some
Yeah.
people say something
I mean,
like that.
I went to doctors there that they didn't speak a word. Cubans.
Yes. Maybe here in Miami is different.
But you feel that there is a language discrimination.
Yes.
Did you feel this outside or in the institution where you studied?
I don't know, maybe it's not discrimination, maybe it is you are in another country, your language is Spanish, and if you came to another country, you need to learn the language, the costume.
Yes, the
culture of this country. But it's really, if you don't know English, you don't get any good job.
Yeah, it's a restriction.
Yes, it's a restriction.
Well, good luck to you in your search and in your studies, and thank you for the interview.
Okay.
And explain the challenges you have faced to work in your field in the U.S.
Well, the first thing is the language. For me, it has been very difficult to speak English well, and and this is the best thing that I'm seeing, that I don't know how to say it.
The biggest challenge.
The biggest challenge, the idiom.
Mm-hmm. The language.
The language, yes.
Uh-huh. How do you feel that being here has transformed your identity as a Cuban?
Well, I am Cuban, and I don't know if I'm going to change in a few in a years that are coming. I don't know how to say that, but I feel I am Cuban. I'm proud that I'm Cuban. My friends, my family are very nice, and they are. I don't know. I like to dance as every Cuban girl. I think so. I like the food, the Cuban food. I enjoy the work.
And what do you do here?
I am working right now as a quality assurance specialist. But at the beginning, I was working as an office manager.
What challenges did you face to work in the field that you were working in Cuba in the U.S.?
As I told you before, it's a new culture in this work. Yeah, even working, it's different. The dynamic and the people. Here we are surrounded for people from different countries, and you have to deal with that, and you learn from them too. It's a challenge because you're always here, have a challenge in your work, and you have to do it better and better and better for something good, and even for your own. And it's the dynamic that the time flies here at work, and it's different in Cuba, and the job here has a meaning. It's useful for you, for your family, and it has a meaning. It's not like work for nothing or work because you have to work. No, you work for you because you like, but because you will see your, I don't know, Annie, how do you say cosecha?
Like
Your
harvest.
your harvest. You know, even in the people, because if you do your work well, people will enjoy that. At least in my company, you know, I am grateful because of the company that I am working in. But this is that's what I think. I don't know. That's it.
Cuéntame de los años 90 en Cuba.
Bueno, en los años 90 en Cuba, en 1990 yo tenía 6 años. Se cayó el campo socialista, pues me imagino que por eso me pregunta, y la situación económica de Cuba fue en decadencia. Como yo era un niño, realmente no lo noté mucho, y el paso de esos 10 años me di cuenta después de cosas que pasaban que como niño no me di cuenta, como la escasez de alimentos tan grande que había, pero como niño al fin mis padres priorizaban mi alimentación, mis padres priorizaban mis necesidades encima de las de ellos. Entonces sé que se notaba la escasez económica y la gente me hablaba de que antes había mucho más cosas en los mercados, pero como no conocí la abundancia, no supe bien la diferencia.
¿Puedes hablar de lo que hizo tu mamá por ti?
Bueno, un ejemplo sencillo o específico puede ser de que, no sé, un día yo veía que ella me daba, por ejemplo, la carne o el pollo para que yo comiera, y después cuando pasa el tiempo yo me doy cuenta y me sentí eso de que ella no comía para que lo comiera yo, ella quizás comía arroz o viandas y yo comía la carne.
How has your life changed since you moved here?
Well, my life changed because the environment is different, so the things that I'm doing in this city are very different because I came from a poor country and I'm living in a first world country. So I think that my life here is much better and I feel very good.
And how do you think your job shaped your identity?
You mean here in the United States?
In Cuba.
Well, yeah, I study electricity influenced by my father because he's an engineer too. So I really like it. I like being an engineer, electrician, all that related with electricity.
Our short introduction of Cuban history of displacement reveals the challenges Cubans face when they flee their country to escape political oppression and economic hardship.
They struggle in their new environment with language, finding work in their field. Our interviews express how their life has changed while trying to assimilate in their new country.